Hold on, I don't want this thought to pass me.
Yeah.
You've said this word like 7 times as you were explaining this season and how you got through, or how you're getting through this season.
Yeah.
And the word is now.
Yeah.
And on the first thing that I asked you on CTA, or even when we had
Then if guys can see it.
don't worry, we'll take a photo after this and put it as a thingy.
I got a tattoo.
You got a tattoo that says now. That's the second tattoo that you've got that says now.
Yeah. This is my watch.
You have another tattoo that also says now.
Yeah.
Where's the other one?
No, it was this one, so I just added more.
You put some
I put
vavavoom.
more. I just put more now.
Explain, and for me it's so deep. When I say when somebody puts something on their body for the rest of their life, that's deep.
Yeah.
I have 0 tattoos on my body. Probably get my kids if I was to get any.
Yeah.
What's now? I mean, you don't put those 3 letters for nothing.
No. So for me, that's the most. That's it. That's the answer of everything. That's where everything, and that's where life is. That's where God is. That's where joy is. That's where solutions are. That's where the fullness of your whole life is. It's now. There's nothing like the future. That's a construct of the ego mind to trick you that some certain point in a future that you can neither control nor determine at some point in the future is when this thing that you would desire to know or experience or have the revelation of now, it will come then. So you never really have your life. You're always looking for your life. You're waiting for your life. If you think about the capitalist structure of work, so you're going to spend all your good years working for somebody to make money to use in your whole life. So your whole life is a setup for retirement. Then you get to retirement and you're like, I don't have the money that I thought I was going to have in this retirement, and I no longer have the youth of my life
or the energy.
So what was this whole life about? So a future that doesn't exist. There's nothing like the future. And then the past has already happened. So literally the only thing that you can do with the past is forgive. Literally.
That's deep.
It's the only thing that can give you anything if you keep thinking about your past. Just forgive. That's it. Immediately. And the past could even be like 2 minutes ago. So you're annoyed about like, oh, you should have known better and not eaten that hamburger, given that you have decided you're on a diet. And now you're angry at yourself because now this reminds you that your word means nothing, and now you're in this cycle. But right now you're not eating the hamburger. You ate the hamburger 2 minutes ago. So you just have to forgive yourself, the crime against yourself. But maybe there is no crime against yourself. Maybe release expectations on yourself. None of those things can happen except if you're in now. Because right now you're not eating the hamburger.
Muthoni, you don't even understand the deepness in that thing. And not even I always look at things from the spiritual perspective. These days I wake up and the first thing that I say is, God, thank you for another day. I've stopped taking days for granted. Today, over 100,000 people lost their lives. And I could have been one of them. A car could have hit me. Rona could have knocked me out. Whatever it may be. I've just been waking up and understanding, thank you for today. What I'm literally saying is thank you for now. That I'm here.
This moment.
Yep.
This moment. This is the moment. If you have a problem. So I think that also a radical approach to now. So what helped? Zoom back to episode 1. Losing my religion helped me find God. Losing all thoughts of any religiosity, losing all thoughts of like I am fundamentally a sinner who's always trying to work my way out of the hole, and at any moment I can walk in. Rejecting a theology that begins me at negative and working my way up and being like, who is God if I was not a sinner trying to get grace?
I'm loving it. My God, I love this thing.
That is what gave me the freedom to occupy. So then maybe I am just as my father is. If my father is holy, I'm holy. Actually, it's not even a father. It's really father, mother, spirit. Because gender is not a construct that is applicable to version of spirit. So, if you're not a sinner and therefore there is no shame and guilt, what is there instead? Freedom. So create. Be. The spiritual principle. The reason you meditate, the reason you're looking for, when you go out looking for that inner silence, that there's nothing else but existence, the beingness that is not body, the knowingness that is not the situation. Be. Be. And be is ever in now, because all those are constructs of the world. Time, that's an irrelevant construct. Beingness is, it literally, it can't have time. So in Christianity, I learned the word eternal as a measure of time. You know, the word eternal by itself is an oxymoron, because
it's outside
there
time.
There is no measure of, it is outside time. Time is a relevant concept for
eternal
physical
means
form.
after time.
Of not as in time, not time. A not time construct. A not time construct. So a not time construct would have to be now. Now. The eternal now, a continuous moment of now. Perfect. Now. I
actually get
now.
that. I love it.
Which is now.
Yep.
Now. So you left 5 seconds ago. That's not now.
Yep.
Now.
And being present in now.
Now. That's the whole thing, is to just be present. That's it. That's the game. Then you enter a new game. So when you're in now, and when you understand that you create as the creator creates, so you understand that you can send a tidal wave of intense love and energy to your idol, and then your idol calls you and asks you to be in a creative project. And they're not asking you to be your friend, so it's like, hey, now, you know, now. So it's been quite fascinating. I'm inventing some really interesting shit. In this,
did you work on a song with him, or it was just a creative project?
God, hiyo ni yake.
Okay, sawa.
It is his job to say it. Ask him and Tony when they are ready.
Maura.
And if nothing ever happens out of it, I did. My now is existential.
You enjoyed that moment to the
it's
fullest.
forever. And whenever it comes out, that thing is so incredible. Incredible.
I love it.
It's been beautiful. After I got out of my lump, my hump, my sunk, my form, order the thoughts, refine the thoughts. I've written the work of my life. I'm working with the best artists ever. The artwork that we've made for that album that was meant to have come out in February, which now is coming out in March of 2021, right, is phenomenal. Mutua Matheka.
Nice.
Ojin, the master.
Yep.
Lucy Robbie, creator, but you guys think Robbie is a stylist. You guys don't know. Robbie is an artist. You're about to see it all. Musa Omusi. And then the music is with Greg and Hook and Manchild.
So
Fena wrote on this album.
So let me ask you.
Sauti Sol wrote on this album.
What?
This album is so goddamn amazing. I can't believe. You can't imagine how bored I am. Of course, and I'm not telling you. Hiyo mtanilipa kakiru.
No, lakini what you're saying is you used the resources of the online. You evolved with the times. You worked with this internet.
This moment has allowed me that stillness. For good art to develop, for example, like for a good piece of visual art to develop, it takes time. It takes the cooperation of people. Then you do it, and then you think about it, and then you think about the next thing. And I haven't had an opportunity before like this to do things in sequence and feeling that nothing is out of time. I just feel like everything is happening exactly the way it's meant to be happening. I definitely did not anticipate this situation, but this situation is not my enemy. I am. Some days it's sunshine, some days it's a storm. I am. This has been something I've learned deeply during this time. And then other artists that I had always wanted to work with. Always. So I'm making something with award-winning director Mugambi figure, supermodel yo, Lusala yo, a writer's credit on Kati Beach.
And also been on CTA.
He's
got his own playhouse.
Mugambi is the business. I feel like I'm living in paradise. And Mayonde and I talk about this all the time. It's like that thing, You make a little heaven down here. I forget the song, but it used to end like that. Very beautiful. It isn't to say that things aren't hard. My guys, just like you, even you've not made money from a gig, neither have I. Tuendelee. Okay, or maybe you've made money from a gig, so have I. The way you've been living as an artist in COVID, even me, I've been living like that as an artist in COVID. But I understand that with a little looking, foresight, not being stuck in the problem, you can see ahead. That's how we've gotten grants, because we applied. We're not special.
We just said that again. In 2020, how many grants have you nailed?
So far, we've nailed 2. We are in the process. I'm waiting for the answer for the third one. I have high hopes. I have a strong tip-off for apply. 2 of them.
What?
There's 2 solid loans we applied. You just have to apply for things. You have to think about things, so that just being versatile. It's not like I have special tools to survive the pandemic. And I think that's important, because sometimes we want to think about like otherism, the danger of a single narrative. Or she's so exceptional. Oh, it's because it's Muthoni. Only Muthoni can do that. No, bitch. Even you. Everybody is invited to do this thing. Literally, all of the children of God are special, or none of the children of God are special.
That's so dope.
Equal. This thing is in equal measure for everybody. It just depends on what you know going in. So I know going in, like, be on time for your life. Write that thing that you are meant to be writing. That thing that you're thinking. Tell your pal, Sandra. Of course, Sandra the sapient one chege, my one and only. Of course, as I was constructing this car, I thought, I'm like, and then your Kabi, and then I want it like this, and I want it to be, and she's like, I definitely think you should get a director. I'm like, yeah, even me, I was thinking, and then I was thinking, yeah, who do you thinking? So I didn't want to say who I was thinking. And she's like, definitely Mugambi. And I'm like, exactly. So I'm like, if I had not thought about my thing, I wouldn't have asked my friends. So I'd have continued with this thought. It's like one king in your brain. You're just kind of chewing this thought, but you're not really doing anything about it. The minute I committed it down
and spoke it
and kept thinking about it, and I'm writing, because as soon as you write it, you're like, what have I written? You keep refining. Now it's on your mind. Because it's on your mind, you talk to your pal. Your pal confirms the thing that you're thinking. You call Mugambi is like, oh my God, inside. Did I not just tell you that Mugambi is an award-winning director?
Yep.
What are the chances that he has time on his hands to be like, inside? I'm like, great. Did I not tell you we're making a podcast? And Ba's like, you guys need to meet CK. I'm like, I meet her, and in the middle of the meeting, I can't stop. I turn to them and I'm like, she's incredible. Yep. That's amazing. Right? So these things are happening, and I would have never had these experiences had I not had this moment to stop and reflect and ask, what is a pace of life that makes sense? And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but I have so many blocks. As I was explaining, a crumb becomes a small thing, becomes like a quarter cookie, becomes a half cookie, and before you know it, you are so satisfied because life has given you all the clues that you need to do in your immediate next, which is usually now.
Oh my God. This is so, like, the processing of your brain blows my mind. I'm fascinated by it. I absolutely love it.
So I've also made some really amazing, even right now I'm being late for being at a very important, being on a very important call. I've expanded my professional networks. Because you have to build, bro. You have to build. If you're going to be a global leader, you have to build at all levels. So that's been something fascinating to me to be able to do. So I've built my professional network during this time.
Nice.
People are finding me as a speaker. I'm like, I appreciate that. Keep it coming. The energy I've put out into the world is coming back, literally, like a boomerang. I am having the experience of everything that I'm like, wealth, considered, thought, it comes back. So I'm really enjoying this period. And I have the sense that I'm entering the greatest creative period of my life.
Yep.
And I don't know. You know, when I was
younger...
younger...
Let me talk about that boomerang concept.
Sorry.
Pole even for that.
No. Sorry, I have overtalked.
No, nothing like overtalking. You'll talk about that childhood thing. But then let me just say, you've just talked about a concept that we sit down and always have the conversation. Give. Give, and it will come back to you. You get what I mean? Me and you, our side conversations, in fact, what we try to do is out to give each other. So you come to CT and you give of your life vulnerability and being so vulnerable and giving so much value to people, it has to come back. It's a whole other concept that maybe people may not understand, because the scarcity mentality is hoard. The scarcity mentality is take. Actually, it's even steal. You get?
At any means necessary.
Exactly. It's step on these other people. But you're here.
Chasing paper.
You're here talking about the concept of...
Those are boring ideas.
That it's coming back to your life as a boomerang, as what you're saying you're doing with your life is giving. I just had to do this.
And it's just coming back.
So before guys kill me, what's that thing you said as a child?
As a child, when I was younger, was a younger artist, I used to think that, oh my God, the day when I go and then I meet like Timbaland and like Missy and oh my God, then it's gonna be like, oh my God, right? In my mind it was, and rightfully so, those are, master artists by their practice and their craft. But I used to think it's like, those are the masters. And then now to be in a moment where I'm like, I am amongst masters. Whatever I'd be going to look for in Pharrell, I have in Blinky. Blinky is my Pharrell. Actually, Blinky is the one I want. After Blinky, you may also add Pharrell. But Blinky is the one who I want. He's the interpreter.
That's so beautiful.
Right? Mugambi that's my interpreter.
That's your Spike Lee.
That's my Spike Lee. Mugambi is my Spike Lee. Mugash is my Spike Lee. Got that. Mutua Matheka is my Anna Lobowitz. Is that how you say her name? Like, she's a master photographer. Mutua is that. Lucy Robbie is a visual lens I see with. So I'm already with the masters. So I really have the experience of being right now in heaven. I feel that I have the helpers of God, and I help them, they help me. Like, my colleagues are literally generals. Like, those are the best humans to do that work that we do. They're incredible. I can't believe them. They're amazing. And it's incredible. I can walk into Soul Gen Studio anytime and just make music. There's always going to be musicians. We are living with community anytime. Even now, after I finish this, if I'm too late for my Zoom, I just go to Soul Gen. Either I'll finish the song we started last week, or we're going to start making, probably we'll do both. We'll finish a song and start a new song. When did I have that in my life? So these things are happening, and that's where my life is, and it feels golden. It's like I wake up and it's like ding, and now obviously we are cooking aka blankets, aka situation. It's too early to tell, but
keep following her.
Tin 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 tin,
and you will find
tin,
out
tin,
more.
Tin 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 tin.
Okay, let me ask this. As a first and foremost, Yani Muthoni, you have shared such. I'm so glad that even we came back.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that the conversation that we had just about 1 year from 2019 to now would take 2 hours?
It just also, I think our time we needed a breather.
Yeah, I do, and you see, and that has worked out for good.
Indeed.
You get.
Indeed.
I think. Let me ask you. I feel like you sort of need to do a parting shot. You get what I mean? Fine, we've had this story from. But then if you're catching Muthoni at these blankets, go and start from episode 1.
Imagine.
You can't just jump on this and be like. You probably even wouldn't get it if you just jump on this episode alone. It's a journey.
Unless you're in corporate Kenya, I encourage you, if you're in corporate Kenya, to start here. This one is a pretty good one to understand me, as in a nutshell.
Okay.
If you're busy, and this is a pretty good one to understand me.
Yeah,
in a nutshell.
but the journey here,
but the journey has been too good.
It's been beautiful. So, parting shot means that first and foremost, I ask, can I come back and hook up with you after 10 years?
Yes.
After you've done a lot of dope stuff.
It's on. It's done. It's a promise.
It is, 10 years sounds like a lot of time,
it's
but
nothing.
It's not.
We're going to blink our eyes and then we're going to be like, how did it become 10 years?
I know. So that's a promise. You owe me that, whether it will be in Paris or in
wherever at a Mars.
Yeah.
At a Mars.
There's no possibility. There's no limits. Okay, but no, for real talk. I believe you have something powerful as a parting shot. Whatever it may be on your heart, look into the camera. This one, you're even speaking to me.
Guy.
And drop them gems.
Guy, that's called pressure. What's my parting shot for you? First, I feel like that's so much pressure, because why are we parting? So we just continue.
Okay, what's your continue shot?
What are some musings to leave you with as we are continuing on the journey? I really want for everybody who's watched this to know that it's for everybody. This lightness, the buoyancy, the feeling of being supported and assisted, and having all the benevolence in the world, all the good energy, all light, all ascended masters, energy of ancestors supporting you and leading you. This is available for everybody, whether you're a scientist, whether you're a nothingist, as in like you have no profession, or whether you have a profession, whichever one of your professions, whether you understand the language that I am speaking in or not. It doesn't matter where you are. This thing is available and possible for everyone. But I especially feel it for you children of Africa, us Black children of this world. For us, it's yours. It's yours. It is yours. A beautiful life is yours to have and to create. And I would desire for you to lose the inhibition, the thing that would deny you. I want you to lose your inhibition, to lose your shame, to lose your fear, to lose your respectability, and to acquire yourself. You need to find yourself, because there's only you, and you are everything good, everything smart. As the creator is, so are you. And I'm out here creating and inventing a life, not knowing generally, itaendaje, but I feel safe and confident in the experiment because the outcome is guaranteed. My outcome is guaranteed, and so is your outcome. And I encourage you to come into your own mind. Welcome home to yourself. See you in 10 years. I look forward to hearing what became of you. P.S. Gig Dynamics has now literally built a studio where we can do all these things because of the experience in the incubator. Now we can have a place where you can hire and literally do technical rehearsals and spend hours learning, figuring out your lighting, your sound, your visual. That is the stuff of life. I finished.